Yo, what you're about to hear. This isn't regular industry tea, this is a full-scale power play that just went nuclear. Picture it, Drake the Six God Champagne Papi, the dude who's been smashing records since the iPhone 3 era. He just walked away from the same booking agency that's been running Kendrick Lamar's legendary shows. Yeah, you heard that correctly, the exact team that helped Kendrick headline Coachella, pack out arenas from LA to Paris, and keep his name sitting comfortably on the throne? Drake looked at them and said, "Nah, I'm done." And that's where the real spice hits. Word on the industry streets is this split wasn't clean, not even close. Think deleted group chats, ignored read receipts, dead silence after midnight, and backstage shouting that had assistants pretending they weren't listening. Insiders swear Drake found out Kendrick was getting VIP treatment behind the curtain, better venues, premium brand deals, even private intel on curfews and city data. So when Drake confronted them, few voices went up, contracts got threatened, and apparently one agent walked out wiping tears, dead serious. Fans are melting down. OVO, has the doors locked? Kendrick? Silent, but the streets? Loud. Was this truly about bookings? Or did that long simmering Drake versus Kendrick tension finally snap from cold shade into straight up business warfare? One tweet basically spelled that out word for word. And it doesn't stop there, because people close to the situation claim an entire tour just got axed behind this chaos, which only means one thing: money down the drain, egos dented, alliances shifting like tectonic plates. The rap world is about to feel this one for a long time. This might be the boldest chess move of the year, or the spark that kicks off a full-blown Cold War ready to flip the whole industry upside down. Stay locked in, because whatever comes next, oh, trust me, nobody's ready. It all began with whispers, the kind of low-key conversations that never hit headlines at first, but spread through the industry like smoke for months. People behind the scenes felt the weird tension between two giants, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, but this time, it wasn't bars, not subliminals, not award politics. Nope, this one cut deeper: business. Both Drake and Kendrick were under one of the most powerful booking agencies in the entire game, the type of agency that can have you wheels up to Dubai in 2 hours, and book you a stadium tour before your album even hits streaming. And for years, it all looked smooth. Kendrick moved like Kendrick, artistry first, exclusivity, surprise drops. Drake moved like Drake, hit after hit, arenas sold out like a morning coffee run. They never collided, until now. Behind closed doors, Drake's team started noticing red flags: venue requests getting denied, tour schedules pushed back, last-minute switches in major cities. And then came the bomb. Someone inside allegedly leaked a screenshot: Kendrick's team getting priority for a major European festival, same date, same stage, Kendrick locked as the headliner, while Drake got told to wait until the next year. When Drake saw it, he snapped. Sources at OVO say Drake called an emergency meeting, lawyers, agency reps, everyone's supposed to be strictly business, but from the hallway, it sounded like anything but, "You think I'm second tier now?" Drake allegedly shouted, "After everything I've done for this agency? After all the money I made y'all?" The agent tried to calm him, completely stunned. "It's not about status," she apparently said, "it's about fit. Kendrick's project lines up better with the event's message," and Drake wasn't having any of it. "Nah, this isn't about the message, this is politics, y'all picking sides, and I'm not the one." Moments later, he walked out, deal dead, partnership over. The very next day, Drake's Instagram went dark. No profile pic, no posts, just one story: "Sometimes you gotta move in silence to remind people of your volume." Fans instantly knew something was cooking. Blogs picked it up, Reddit exploded, everyone asking, did Drake get dropped? Is this about Kendrick? What's happening? But the real mess hadn't even begun. This agency wasn't just an agency, it was a whole ecosystem: promoters, venues, brands, sponsors. So when Drake pulled out, everything shook. One liquor brand panicked and pulled its entire ad rollout. A tour manager claimed they had to cancel 3 venue holds because contracts suddenly got messy. Complete chaos. Meanwhile, Kendrick? Still silent, not a word, and in that silence, the drama only grew louder. Then it got personal. Drake's longtime friend and tour producer, Malik, dropped a cryptic tweet: "Funny how the same people who call you brother are the first to undercut you behind your back." Fans immediately pointed to the agent or Kendrick. Then a fan replied with a picture of Kendrick and the agent laughing backstage last summer. Malik liked the tweet and the timeline lost its mind. People started dissecting everything between Drake and Kendrick for the past 5 years: interviews, reactions, lineups, even that one Grammys moment where Drake clapped with a straight face while Kendrick gave his speech. Suddenly, fans were like, "Oh, it all makes sense now." And then boom, another twist detonates. A fresh leak hits the blogs. This time it's an alleged email from a mid-level agent inside the company, claiming Kendrick's team specifically asked not to be scheduled near any major acts with recent negative press or repetitive headlining history. Fans took one look and said, "Oh, that's shade, straight shade." Recent negative press instantly felt like a jab at Drake's pushback from the Cammy J situation. And repetitive headlining history? Come on, everybody knows that's code for Drake running tours like clockwork every year. The internet labeled it the softest diss ever, yet somehow still personal enough to sting. And Drake's camp? Far from finished. 2 days after the leak, OVO drops a statement: "Short, clean, cold. We have amicably parted ways with our former booking representatives due to creative differences and future strategic focus. No further comment at this time." Yeah, nobody believed the word amicably. Especially not after Malik hopped on IG Live that night and said, "We got tired of waiting in line for a table we built." Yo, instant classic. That line went everywhere. Shirts printed, memes exploding, TikToks looping it. Waiting in line for a table we built turned into the catchphrase of the month. And then out of nowhere, the quiet storm himself steps in, a rapper who barely talks, but when he does, culture stops to listen. J. Cole tweets, "Watch who's building with you and who's just sitting in your shadow." Fans went feral trying to decode it. Was it a nod to Drake? A subtle warning to Kendrick? Cole didn't explain anything. He posted, left logged off like a ghost. And that's exactly where things stand. Drake cuts ties with the agency. Kendrick stays silent but clearly sits in the favored seat. Leaks roll out, camps toss subtle shots, and Cole's mystery tweet slices the fanbase in half. But what comes next? Oh, it gets way messy. A private phone call between Kendrick and a mutual friend leaks. OVO threatens legal action. A major festival collapses over a headline swap scandal. The drama isn't simmering anymore, it's boiling. Now we're knee-deep in the tension. The streets are buzzing, fans are split clean down the middle. OVO soldiers on one side, Kendrick stands suited up on the other, and the rest of the internet scrambling to keep up with the chaos. But nobody expected the next leak, one that came straight from inside the circle. A private phone call, not a random call either, one between Kendrick and a mutual friend. Both camps trust a dude known only as Zoe. Zoe isn't a public figure, but behind the scenes, he's that guy, the connector, the middleman, the quiet peacemaker. At least he used to be. The call, allegedly recorded by accident, was aired on a tiny podcast. The hosts didn't even realize what they had until Twitter picked up a clip. Fans matched the voices instantly. Kendrick's tone? Calm, precision level calm. You hear him say, "I never told them to do that to Drake. If they gave me priority, that's on them, but I'm not about to apologize for being who I am." Yeah, that line rattled the internet. Some said Kendrick was right. Why apologize for being the bigger draw? Others said it sounded like a surgical flex, a polite way of saying he's sitting above Drake. Now the clip exploded in hours. And OVO? Heated rumors spread that Drake's legal team was looking into suing the podcast for invasion of privacy. Even though Drake wasn't on the call, they claimed the leak painted him wrong and damaged his brand. The episode got deleted, but too late. Blogs had it, group chats had it, YouTube reactors had it. The clip was everywhere. And right when the timeline needed a breath, another bomb dropped. A major Miami festival, one that tentatively booked both Kendrick and Drake for the same weekend, got cancelled officially. Logistics and budget constraints unofficially. A headline swap meltdown. Here's what really went down. Drake's team thought he was headlining Saturday night. That was in the early drafts, but behind closed doors, organizers allegedly slid Kendrick into the top slot and didn't tell Drake's camp until final paperwork hit. OVO saw that, instantly pulled out. A leaked message from event staff showed total panic. "If Drake bails, we lose 40% of our sponsorship coverage." 40%, and they still let him walk. That's how deep this feud is cutting. This wasn't ego anymore, this was business, money, power, brand leverage. Meanwhile, Kendrick finally posts something, not a caption, not a statement, just a picture of him walking into a studio. Fans zoomed in, enhanced it, see aside the whole image. There was a whiteboard in the back that read, "Project Lion's Den." Nobody knows what that means, but speculation? Immediate. Is it a diss? A response? Something bigger? Drake's camp stayed quiet. No music, no lives, no cryptic quotes, just stillness. But his circle? Not so chill. Malik jumps back on Twitter. "Funny how they are quiet when they're benefiting, but when pressure comes, it's not my decision." No names, no tags, but everyone knew exactly who he meant. Then one of Kendrick's younger reps, Avery, fires back. "It's not pressure if it's facts. Real ones don't fold when the lights turn on." The fanbases went nuclear. Comment sections turned into war zones. People argued ticket sales, streams, impact, legacy. Someone even built a Grammy comparison chart like we were back in school. In the middle of all that, Top Dog steps in, Kendrick's longtime mentor. He posts, "Funny how they're crying about position when they already had the throne. Some folks are afraid of legacy, others build it." Mic dropped clear as day. Top Dog riding with Kendrick, and the implication? Drake had the crown for years, but now he's acting like he forgot how to defend it. Then the emotions really start spilling. Someone leaks an OVO group chat, real or fake? Who knows, but one message, allegedly from Drake, hits hard. "I gave these people years, now they treat me like a feature, not a foundation." You could feel the hurt. This wasn't business to him anymore, this was betrayal. And then another twist, a blog posts a blind item claiming Drake is preparing to announce a brand new partnership with a competing agency. The same agency also represents major international acts way outside the hip-hop bubble, and rumors said this new deal Drake was eyeing came with full global control, creative autonomy, plus a $100 million tour expansion fund stacked on top. Of true? That would be one of the boldest moves in modern music. But here's the twist, that agency used to rep someone Kendrick had beef with back in the day, so fans started asking the real question, is Drake making a strategic move, or a petty one? Either way, the chessboard was shifting. Right in the middle of all this chaos, a fan account reposts an old Kendrick interview in it. Kendrick says, "I don't compete with noise, I compete with silence. When you stop talking, that's when I know I got you." Fans captioned it, "Kendrick in 2024, the timing? Immaculate." And that's exactly where things stand. The leaked phone call exposes Kendrick's quiet dominance. A major festival collapses under headline drama. OVO hints at legal smoke. Kendrick's circle grows louder and Drake's alleged group chat reads like a man watching the empire he built start slipping through his fingers. But oh no, we're not done. A former booking agent breaks their silence. A secret Drake diss track leaks, and a private dinner between Cole and Kendrick flips the internet upside down. Stay locked in. The storm isn't slowing, it's roaring. The cyclone is still spinning. Drake's silence has turned thunderous. Kendrick's calm has grown lethal, and fans? They're glued to the drama like it's the NBA Finals. But just when things looked like they were settling into quiet tension and rebranded egos, a new voice cuts through the noise. Not a rapper, not a stan account, not a troll with a theory. This voice came from inside the building. A former booking agent from the same agency Drake just walked away from, someone who left quietly a year ago, finally spoke. They dropped a long, anonymous blog post. No names, no labels, just raw truth about internal biases, silent favoritism, and the unspoken rules of who gets lifted and who gets managed. One line shook the timeline. "I watched as one artist was given freedom while another was given rules, then another." The narrative was, we serve the artist, but in reality, we serve the image of whoever execs believed had long-term brand longevity. Fans didn't need names, the mapping was obvious. The freedom was Kendrick, the rules were Drake, and the long-term brand appeal? That was Kendrick's aura of mystery and exclusivity, the exact thing the industry drools over. Meanwhile, Drake, with his visibility and dominance, was being seen as oversaturated, predictable, too familiar. The blog post exploded. Journalists dissected it. Old agents co-signed it with cryptic tweets, and the message rang loud. Drake didn't just get edged out, he got replaced, and he knew it. Because just days later, something else surfaced. A track not from OVO, not on any platform, just an anonymous Dropbox link sent to a handful of fan pages. File name, Exhibit B. The beat? Dark, slow, brooding. The voice? Unmistakably Drake, and the lyrics? Ice cold. "You traded the throne for the echo of silence. They praise you in rooms I built off my mileage. You play the poet. I lived through the violence. I gave you a path. You shaded the guidance." The internet lost its mind. Was this the response everyone was waiting for? Was Drake finally firing back? Before anyone could confirm, the link vanished. Copyright strike gone, but the damage was done. Clips spread everywhere. Reels, TikTok, Reddit. Some called it Drake's sharpest verse in years. Others said it sounded wounded, the sound of a king realizing the crown doesn't sit as tight as before. And then the next twist, J. Cole re-enters the chat, not with words, but with a picture. Paparazzi caught him at a private dinner in LA. Across from him, Kendrick Lamar. That blurry dinner pic hit the internet like a meteor. Cole smiling, Kendrick laughing. Zero tension, zero smoke, just comfort. For years, Drake and Cole were viewed as brothers in bars. Same era, same rise, same balance of charts and lyricism. But now Cole was sitting across from Kendrick while Drake's camp was in meltdown. Fans went into panic mode. Was Cole choosing sides? Cooking up a joint project? Or just catching up with an old friend? Then Cole posts a quote the next morning, "Peace is the loudest flex in chaos." Yeah, fans knew exactly what that meant, and someone close to the situation tweeted, then deleted, "That's the one that hurt him most, the dinner." Because here's the truth, Drake expected pushback from the agency, from Kendrick's camp, even from the media. But not from Cole, not the one person he always treated like family. Cole's silence? Louder than a diss track. What followed were think pieces everywhere. The death of the big three, when brotherhood breaks. Drake versus everyone, a legacy questioned. And people started asking the real questions. Did Drake get too comfortable? Did he lose the hunger? Or is this just the entertainment cycle, where the same industry that builds you eventually needs to crown someone new? And then came another leak. This time, it was an email supposedly from a major tech sponsor that had been teaming up with Drake for a virtual concert. The message, still unconfirmed, dropped one cold line: "Due to recent developments and brand misalignment, we are pausing all rollout efforts for the fall series." Fans instantly decoded it as corporate speak for, yeah, they pulled the plug. And if that was true? That wasn't just a booking loss, that was real money evaporating. Drake wasn't just slipping on schedules, he was losing trust from brands, from peers, and slowly, from the people backing him the loudest. But then everything shifted out of nowhere. About 3 a.m. Drake finally posted a black and white shot of him alone in the studio. No caption, just a single, haunting piano note playing in the background. Quiet, heavy, empty. 5 million likes rolled in within an hour. Some fans swore it was his comeback signal, others whispered it looked like a farewell. And that's the state of the culture. A booking agent's blog uncovers the behind-the-scenes politics. Drake's diss track leaks and vanishes. Cole and Kendrick share a private dinner that breaks the internet, and Drake's image starts to crack, not from backlash, from silence. But this wasn't the end. The agency finally spoke. Kendrick revealed his next move, and Drake made a choice that flipped the entire industry upside down. Stay locked in, the final chapter is loading, and trust no one's prepared. The silence had dragged on long enough. Fans were agitated, bloggers were recycling the same dusty theories in the streets. They were waiting on anyone to make the next move, and then it happened. The booking agency, the very one Drake walked away from and Kendrick still rocked with, released a statement, short, ice-cold, surgical. "We are proud to support all our clients with integrity and strategic vision. While we regret recent decisions made by certain artists, we remain committed to our global family and artistic freedom." Certain artists, yeah, that shade needed sunscreen. They didn't name names, they didn't have to. Everyone caught the hint. And that last line? Artistic freedom. Fans took it as a jab at Drake, suggesting he was too controlling, too image-driven, too wrapped up in ownership to be part of a team. Drake's supporters rushed into defense mode. Hashtags, TikTok essays, reaction videos titled "They Really Trying to Erase Drake" flooded timelines. But even with all that love, something felt different. The industry's energy had shifted. Meanwhile, Kendrick's move? Quiet, deadly. A mysterious flyer started floating around online. Anonymous accounts. A date, November 5th. No location, no name, just a lion's head and the word resurgence. People debated everything. Secret show? Surprise album? But insiders confirmed it was bigger, a partnership. Word leaked that Kendrick was launching his own boutique booking platform built for independents, built with the same agency Drake had just ditched. Except now, Kendrick wasn't just a client, he had equity. Fans lost it. This wasn't chess, this was checkmate. Kendrick didn't just take the throne, he built an entirely new chamber and started selling blueprints. And that's what pushed Drake back into motion, not with a track, not with a post, with a full-scale overhaul. He fired his entire touring team, everyone, the longtime road manager, the creative director, even his personal stage designer gone. OVO insiders said it was a massive reset. One source dropped the line, "He's cleaning house, he's starting over. This isn't a hiatus, it's a rebirth." And then, almost quietly, Drake updated his bio, "No more middlemen." Fans began speculating he was going fully independent, breaking away from the machine that helped craft his empire, building his own booking company, management team, event production crew from scratch. Rumor is, he's recruiting underdogs, the same ones that the agency overlooked. But just when you thought that was the twist, there was still another card on the table. Kendrick dropped a short film, not a music video, not a teaser, a full 9-minute art piece. It premiered with zero promotion on Vimeo and trended worldwide within an hour. The film followed a man wandering through a mansion alone, rooms filled with mirrors. Each reflection shows him in a different era, starting out, rising up, falling apart, rebuilding. No dialogue, just a haunting voiceover. Sometimes the loudest voice in the room is the one not speaking, and when the room empties, what do you hear? Fans were stunned. Was it aimed at Drake? Was it closure? Or the opening of something even bigger? One thing was obvious, Kendrick wasn't fighting Drake anymore, he was above the battle. And Drake? He wasn't trying to win over the industry, he was trying to reinvent it. The culture froze, and then J. Cole dropped a post, "I ain't choosing sides, I'm building bridges." Just like that, the tension started to settle. Fans imagined all three giants moving in separate lanes, different missions, different empires, no crown to compete for, just kingdoms to build. But the damage was done. The agency's reputation took a hit. Drake's fanbase felt burned by the machine they'd carried for over a decade. Kendrick's name evolved from elite lyricist to symbol of independence and strategic power. And the ripple effect? Young artists began tearing up contracts. Mid-tier rappers started tweeting about owning their tours. One even posted, "If Drake can bounce, what are we waiting for?" This wasn't just ego, this became the new blueprint for control, legacy, and power. And in a quiet Sunday moment with no promo, no hype, Drake posted a single image, an empty stage, no lights, no crowd, no setup, just a lone microphone caption, "From the top." And that sealed it. Drake stepped away from the machine that built him. Kendrick transformed silence into strategy and built an empire from the inside. Cole anchored the middle, proving peace can still exist in the chaos. And the fans? They watched history unfold, a story of two giants, one agency, and a cultural quake that rewrote the rules of fame, business, and artistic freedom. What happens next? That's up to the culture. And just like that, the saga of Drake, Kendrick, and the agency that rewired the game comes to a close for now. But let's be honest, this wasn't just about bookings or contracts. This was war, legacy, pride, betrayal, silence, strategy, a full-blown reality show disguised as rap politics. Drake walked away from a system he once ruled. Kendrick flipped the whole board and turned power into ownership, and Cole stayed centered, proof you don't have to pick a side to make an impact. Artists are inspired, agencies are rattled, fans are questioning everything they thought they knew about the business. So tell us, who really came out on top? Did Drake lose control or take it back? Is Kendrick quietly constructing the next dynasty? And where does Cole truly sit in this massive shift? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we need all the smoke. Who do you stand with? Who's really thinking ahead? Who's playing chess and who's just reacting? Hit that like button if you even blinked at one of these plot twists. Subscribe if you thrive off music industry mess. Turn on the bell so you don't miss a single chapter. Because trust, the rap gods are not done stirring the pot. This isn't just entertainment, this is the blueprint unfolding in real time, and you're right here watching it happen with us. Until next time, keep your ears sharp, your timelines refreshed, and your receipts ready, because of this culture, it never sleeps.